Hello and welcome to Worthington University. My name is Joel DeYoung and thank you for tuning in to part 2 of our 4-part window shade series. Today we're going to talk about installation. The only tools that you would need for installing a honeycomb shade here is actually a drill, a tape measure, and a pencil to make some marks. And if you're feeling frisky, you can even do it all with a screwdriver. Now today we're going to do a little comparison here. We're actually going to show how fast it takes to install the shade, but we're also going to compare that to the speed it takes to install a dimmer. Now, like I said, this is all you need to install the shade, but here's what we might need to install a typical dimmer, and what I think about that is, that's what I think about that. So, why don't we go ahead, me and Nolan are going to have a friendly little contest and see if we can beat the other.
Hi, I'm Nolan from Worthington. So what we're going to do, as Joel mentioned now, we're going to have a little contest here to see if it's faster for me to install a dimmer or if it's going to be quicker for Joel to install a shade here in our mock window frame. So with that said, Joel's actually going to get a timer going, and we're going to knock this out and go through the methods here of what it takes to install a shade as well as a dimmer. So whenever you're ready, sir, go ahead and click start.
Alright, I guess we'll do a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go.
Alright, now Lutron recommends that we mount the window shade at least an inch off the window and about an inch and a quarter, an inch to an inch and a half off the window frame and by center. So I'm going to make a couple marks here.
And while Joel's doing that, what I have to actually do is, since I came up to my dimmer that I have to change out, I'm actually going to have to go ahead and find where the breaker box is in the house to shut this off before I pull the wall plate out and change out this dimmer. Maybe it's an old toggle switch. So let me go ahead and find the breaker box for this real quick.
Now that I've got my marks, I can bring my brackets out and just line up the holes here. And just make a little mark there.
There we go.
A little mark there.
I finally got what breaker I need now, so now I have the power shut off at this point.
Make a few marks on this side. Then I'll clear the bracket, make sure that I have room here. Make a couple pilot holes. Alright. Make sure I clean up my mess here. And then I'm ready to put it in the brackets.
Notice I don't even have a wall plate off yet. Alright, I got my plate off, now I can take my old dimmer out.
Alright, here come the brackets. Put one screw in first. Make sure I got enough room here to get the second screw in.
How you making out there, Joel?
Not too bad. Alright, got one bracket in. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the second bracket.
At this point, I just have my dimmer pulled out right now. Now this is the old one. I didn't get a chance to start wiring the new one back in. Oh, and it turns out that it's actually wired into the device next to it, so I have to take that out too.
Alright, now that I have my brackets in, I think I can put my shade in. Now just a note, I'm going to put my shade in without the batteries. We'll snap in there a little bit better and the installation will go a little bit easier. Let's see here.
I finally got to all the wire nuts that I need to get to on my dimmer.
I'm going to throw the batteries in here. Now that I have this in here, I'm going to make sure that my Pico is paired with my shade.
Before I even go any further with this, I should probably test if there's any power, so I should get my meter out.
Alright, first the factory defaulted the shade to make sure that nothing was paired to it, and then I put it in a pairing mode. I'm going to press and hold the off button on the Pico remote just to get it all paired up. And now the light's indicating that it's paired. I can close up my shade, and now I'm rocking. I think I can open the shade at this point with the Pico remote. And just to confirm, that took me just under 4.5 minutes.
And that was even with you clicking the shade in at one point. I didn't even finish getting my wire nuts off, but I'll go ahead and finish this up.
And I'm going to wait.
Now, because I had another device that was powered next to this, I had to hook that back up as well. And I got one more wire nut to go. Go ahead and pop this wire nut on the last part. Finally, the wall plate. Okay, now that I got everything in, at this point I can go ahead and apply power back to my device. So I have to go back to the basement now. I found which breaker it was, so at this point, now that I have power, I can go ahead and turn on my light, turn off my light, and I think at this point, Joel's probably got me beat.
We clocked in at about 10 minutes and 44 seconds.
So with that said, as you can see, what we wanted to convey here is that sometimes it's easier to actually install an automated window treatment from Lutron, such as this honeycomb shade, than it is a dimmer. So again, thank you for joining us on part 2 of 4. We look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.